Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for OCCScrims. My name is Laptrex. I will be your cameraman for the evening. I am joined tonight by Captain Jack and the Mama Spider herself, Widowfaker. Folks, take it away.
Thank you so much, Loudtrex. Welcome to another amazing night here at the OCC Scrims. I am Captain Jack, joined by my co-commentator tonight, the Widowfaker. How you doing tonight, darling?
I'm good, Captain Jack. How are you tonight?
I am doing pretty good. I am ready to see some amazing Silver Division action tonight between the Horned Beast and Gebaited. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go ahead and talk about a little bit what you know about both of these teams and kind of what you're expecting tonight as I finish setting this craziness up.
Well, just from getting to know everybody here, I have to say that I know Gebaited a lot more than I know Horned Beast, but I have been watching Wolfpack play his DPS, and he's great at what he does. Casual is a great flex. He plays Ryan really well, plays Healer really well. Chibi is another great flex, so I think we're going to see a very interesting game tonight. Elfie's great heals, Helix great DPS, Trickster great heals, so I think we're going to have a really fun, interesting game tonight.
Yeah, I think the massive shift is going to be with casual OPSEC now on Horned Beasts. He did it. He was moved for a gold team for a while, and then now he's moved on over back just because this fits his schedule a little bit. So really, I want to see what Horned Beast can do with a main tank. So is
Alrighty,
everything good to go?
Just waiting. Trying to get information from Chibi, but she's really not talking in the chat, so I'm trying to figure out who all is supposed to be. I think I've got everybody where they're supposed to be, but I don't want to start until I have confirmation from both.
Oh yeah, well, let's see what they've got tonight. Honestly though, I've seen Horned Beast. They've been getting together and practicing a lot. I've worked with casual OPSEC quite a bit. Really good at flexing with a friend, really good with, trying to get to know you. So we've seen him before on Gebaited. I've seen his main tank. His main tank is really solid as well. So let's see if that'll work. That being said, though, on the other side, what are we going to see Chibi Kitty on tonight? Because we're usually I'm used to seeing her in kind of like a Zarya positioning. But sometimes she'll be able to flex out to like a Moira, or maybe sometimes she'll do a DPS. I don't know if she'll be specializing tonight or if she'll be trying to kind of grift that in between.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. It looks like we are good to go, so let's get things started here on our first map of the evening. An oldie and a goodie, King's Row.
My favorite.
Now remember, although we do have Ashe now out in Overwatch on live, we will not be seeing her until she reaches comp. So it is a playable character in custom games and in quick play and arcade, but we're not going to see her in comp probably for a week or two. It usually depends. So none of that action just yet.
We probably won't see her till end of season, sadly. As much as I'd love to get her in ASAP, but
I don't know. It's always a give and take. You never know what Blizzard's actually going to do. So why don't you go ahead and put us through what the teams are comping up with, Widow?
Well, so far we're going to have Gebaited on attack, and it looks like they are playing Goats, which, they've run it 100 times, and they're really good at running it. So we'll see how they react, but it also does look like that Wolfpack is going to be on that... we have a disconnect.
Oh boy.
Like I was saying, though, we do see Wolfpack.
Not a great way to start the night.
At least it's in the beginning before anything has happened.
I know, right? It's in the start before a single thing gets a chance to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like I said, Wolfpack is going to be on that Junkrat, which is probably going to really tear that Goats to shreds. Well, also, Dad76 on the Reaper is going to really take those tanks out really quickly. But we'll see if Gebaited is able to hold on to that. We do have Chibi Kitty on the Zarya. We were talking about what she would play, and she's a great Zarya. So the tank line is going to be strong here. Casual, like I said, is a great Rhine. We have Trippin on Moira, Chibi Kai on Zen. So we'll see what we get. And we have another disconnect.
Oh my goodness, what the
Better
heck
now
is going
than
on?
later, you
I know, but well, I'll remind everyone that as always, we're not Overwatch League, we're not World Cup. We're all playing from our homes, and sometimes the internet's with us, sometimes it's not. So
I think it's the absolute worst when you're trying to do a comp match and it's just your internet's not working. It sucks because I love to play Ana, so it's like, oh, here we are, 40 ping. Next thing I know, 130. I can't shoot anything.
The ping when you're playing Ana. I don't know if it's worse having ping with Ana or Widow, because you're going to get flamed either way. But I guess you can kind of throw a nade and pray for the best, right?
Oh, man. I think it's the most frustrating thing on the planet. Like, there's a Zarya ult, right? So it's like, okay, the Reinhardt's jumping in. I have my chance to throw the nade and just completely wreck everyone. And nothing.
Nope.
I'm like, spam this button. No, and it doesn't work. So
Daddy Chef's just like, not today, Loudtrex. No nade for you.
I know. I think that's the absolute worst, personally. But,
yeah, I do agree.
But ultimately, though, it's unfortunate in the event these kind of things happen. And the thing is, they ended up losing Helix Snake for a little bit, so hopefully
they're back.
Looks
for some reason, it didn't put them back in the game, though, so that we got that taken care of. All right, I think we're good.
We do seem fine. Helix did say that he has been having a little bit of computer problems recently, so we'll see if it's his last disconnect. Hopefully it is. It looks like the team comps are going to remain the same. Trippin was on Moira. We'll see if he picks that up again. Yep.
Absolutely. All right. Now that all that chaos is taken care of, as we get ready for everybody moving in, 10 seconds on the clock before we start seeing the attack come in from Gebaited. Let's go ahead and see what they're going to pull off tonight. As Widow said, they're coming in with the GOATS comp. Will they be the greatest of all time, or will the Horned Beast take away the victory? Let's find out. Game 1 here on Kings Row. We're going to go ahead and start seeing Gebaited pushing into the choke point. They took the long way around, but I always find that interesting when they do that and they're not holding the choke. So it's like you just wasted all that time for no reason. Olatrin ends up taking out Casual OPSEC. Chibi Kitty following up on House of Homies. Both Rhymes are out of the picture. Wolfpack ends up getting Elfie. Dad following up on Olatrin, and we have lost Helix Snake again.
Oh no.
Oof.
I think it might be better for him to just sit this one out.
I know.
A couple weeks ago.
Press F to play respects, you know?
There was a game a couple weeks ago and I was playing Zarya and my lag was so bad and ate an entire grav. Lost is the game and I'm still triggered about it. I ended up just pulling myself out for the betterment of the team. I think it might be the best option here.
All right, let me go ahead and figure out what Elfie wants to do. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and swap Zolo in. Let me just get that going here.
Yeah, I just want to say Horned Beast had a really great start with their positioning, and they had Wolfpack high ground. Just seeing them coming immediately, knowing, okay, it's my time to shine. You know, they got really good initial picks, and they're just really ripping apart that GOATS the way they were. They have perfect DPS to really make GOATS completely irrelevant.
Absolutely. I think the only thing that stinks is that they've kind of already lost seconds on the clock after all that. Obviously, Zolo wasn't able to get into the fight there at the beginning, so they're going to have to go for that reset, and they're going to have to come back in. 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. I do believe that Gebaited, if they have shown us anything, they've got the skill to make it work despite being down a couple of seconds. So they're pushing in once again. Zolo coming in for Helix Snake on the Brigette. They are pushing into the point. Dad 76 pulling back on the Reaper, almost getting caught out of position. Wolfpack ends up taking out Zolo. Dad 76 following up on House Homie. And the Coalescence coming out right now from Trippin' Balls. Casual OPSEC, D-Mix, Anubios, and Dad 76 cleans up Alatrin and Anubios, and that is going to be once again a hard reset for the side of Gebaited. It seems despite having this GOATS comp going on, which should be successful, there's just not a lot of... I'm not seeing the synergy with it. Like, we're seeing the DPS get where they need to, taking out the people that they need to on the GOATS comp, and it's really preventing Gebaited from getting in. What do you think, Widow?
I honestly just think the Ghost Cop is not going to work for them here because of the DPS that Hornbeast is running. You know, they aren't going to be able to really get any focusing on them because these DPS are just coming in and ripping apart, moving them out of the way and everything. So I think they really should just swap off the goats here and run some actual DPS to counteract this, because Hornbeast is really just doing their job of keeping together and not giving any space to them at all.
Absolutely. I feel like the one thing that was a real that would have really worked if it was all together is that House of Homie came down from the high ground with the Shatter, but Casual OPSEC had shield up the whole time, wasn't looking about dropping it at it anytime soon, so the Shatter was completely wasted. If House of Homie might have jumped onto the point and then kind of waited for Casual to get in that Fire Strike and then slam down the hammer, that might have been a different story. We're going to see Zolo switch over to the Doomfist, though, going for a modified GOATS to keep things going, to try to get things going here. We're going to see Chibiki come in with the Transcendence, but the triple kill Beauty Bomb coming in from Anubios is going to change things up. Casual OPSEC getting Alatrin, Elfie, and Dad following up on Zolo, but Anubios is going to take out Casual. Death Blossom comes in, takes out House of Homie. Trippin' Balls coming back to resume the fight with Dad 76. It's just Anubios on the point, and Trippin' Balls is going to take out Anubios. Despite all the kills that they got right there, there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. Both teams are making their way back to the point very fervently, but Gebaited is just having a really difficult time figuring out how to get past this. And you know, they're still sticking with that modified GOATS comp. They're not getting the picks that they need. The Shatter comes in from Casual OPSEC with the tackle onto Alatrin. Wolfpack ends up getting Trickster with the tire, but House of Homie takes out Chibiki. It is 5v5 right now with 2 healers down. House of Homie takes out Trippin' Balls. Dad 76 follows up on Anubios' mech. Elfie, Zolo, and House of Homie picking off. Alatrin taking out Wolfpack to take out all of Hornbeast right there, and in overtime, they will take control of Point A to get the payload moving. Wow, that was... I don't even know what to say to that. Like, it just always seems to be those clutch plays, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I feel like that's Gebaited's hallmark. Get down to the last second, make them feel like they won, and smack them around a little bit. But I gotta say, they took the space they needed. Zolo on that Doomfist to help him kind of push the team back and break them up a little bit, and they just got in there and did what they needed to. And they didn't use a lot of ults to do it, so I gotta give them props. They have almost 5 ults on board.
Absolutely. Well, as the payload's pushing into point 2, here comes the Graviton from Alatrin. The Coalescence coming in from Trickster, trying to make something happen. Dad 76 coming in with the Blossom, not able to get much to anybody. Zolo takes out Chibiki in the backline. Elfie following up on Chibikitty. It is now a 3v6 fight as Zolo takes out Casual OPSEC. Alatrin following up on Dad 76, and Trickster taking out Wolfpack. Right now, they are in clear view of point 2 right now with 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock. Widowfaker, it seems like Hornbeast had enough time to set up there, but they just kind of fell apart when they started getting attacked. What were you seeing there?
Gebaited has their momentum going for them now. Now they're an unstoppable steamroller of damage. They're really just doing that. And it kind of looks like they've just been really good at staggering Hornbeast and getting them going. Like, think about that. Trippin died only 10 seconds ago. You know, he's just coming back. We have a bomb, but it doesn't look like it's gonna get anything.
Zolo does end up taking out Chibiki.
That's a big pick.
With the Meteor Strike. The Shatter coming down from House of Homie. Ends up running over Casual OPSEC. Wolfpack using the tire to take out Alatrin. Dad 76 ends up taking out Zolo. And the Coalescence coming out from Trickster, trying to keep the dream alive as they continue to push the payload in. Zolo switching over to the Pharah to come back into this fight. Very interesting switch, I would say. But they don't really have anything to counter it. So, I mean, that is something good. Double Fire Strike kill on Trickster and House of Homie from Casual ObSec. Death Blossom comes in from Dad76, takes out Elfie, and the rest of the team looks like they're going to have to pull back a little bit. 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock, holding the payload just shy of 0.3 here on Kings Row.
I actually really like this switch on to the Pharah. The healing's going to be a little difficult, but honestly, if that Pharah can get in and take care of that Junkrat, there really is no counter on the enemy team right now.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can make it happen. The ult economy is definitely on the side of Horned Beast at the moment. Tripping balls popping out the Coalescence to keep everybody up into the fight. Casual ObSec going to get a double kill between both House of Homie and Alfie. Chibi Key ends up taking out House of Homie. And Zolo follows up on Casual ObSec. Chibi Key, D-Mex Anubios, Tripping Balls, taking out both Zolo and Alatrin. And they are going to continue to hold this payload in position, 40 seconds and counting, as Gebaited regroups, trying to come in for either another push or their last push. We'll see kind of how long it takes them to set up. 30 seconds on the clock. We've got some ultimates coming online for both sides right now. It's going to be who pops it first. Let's see what's going to happen. House of Homie. Oh, the fat shatter coming in from Casual and the Graviton to hold everybody in place. Transcendence comes in to keep everybody up on the side of Horned Beast. Wolfpack getting the double tire on Anubios and Trickster. House of Homie ends up taking out Tripping Balls with the charge, but Dad76 takes out House of Homie, and they will hold this point for round one here on Kings Row. That was incredibly impressive, but you have to give Gebaited the benefit of the doubt. No matter what payload map you're on, whether it be hybrid or regular escort, it's so difficult to get that last point. Like, you're at such a disadvantage against the team that's defending, and unless you get all the kills within a good, like, a quick chunk of time, it's just really difficult to push in there, and that's kind of the issue they were having there.
I think they were also sort of unwilling to use ults. Like, think about that. Alitrin and Zolo died with ults. They had a Grav Barrage that they could have used, and they just didn't. That would have, even if they got 2 people in that, that's a 4v6, and they didn't do anything with it. They died with those ults. One thing you learn in Overwatch is don't die with ults. Never die with ults. Don't let the game end and you have an ult online. Ults are meant to change the tide of the game. That's why they exist. That's why they charge. But
yeah, but you know how it is. You're always thinking about, the goal is to, it's kind of like we were talking about on Monday. Sometimes we get tunnel vision when we're in game. So if we have a powerful combo like Grav Barrage, we want to hold on to that, especially when they knew that Chibi Key being on the Zenyatta, like, they don't want to waste that and it just get eaten up by the Transcendence, you know?
Yeah,
But I totally agree with what you were saying, Widow. At that moment, they should have tried to get what they could. 5 seconds on the clock as we have Horned Beast now preparing for their attack. We're going to see a lot of switch-ups on both teams right now. Zolo and Anubios.
very interesting.
Over to Genji and Doomfist. We're going to see Dad76 coming in on the Hanzo this time around. Chibi Key and Casual ObSec going for the dive comp with Winston and Diva. And Wolfpack also coming in on the Genji. But we're seeing a very out of position Genji for Zolo trying to get in that back line, but was getting incredibly focused by both Casual and Chibi Kitty. So they were able to push Zolo out of their back line. Wolfpack and Zolo going at it on the high ground here to the right side. And the rest of the team, they're going to go ahead and push in on the healers. We see Casual and Chibi getting in that back line. Tripping Balls ends up taking out Elfie, but Anubios follows up on Wolfpack. We're going to see Trickster taking out Casual ObSec with the help of House of Homie. Chibi Key ends up taking out Trickster. House of Homie following up on Chibi Key. Tripping Balls taking out House of Homie. Is just back and forth on the point right now. 3v3. Alatrin trying to keep the dream alive with those bubbles. Ends up demecking Chibi Kitty. Wolfpack takes out Zolo. Tripping Balls following up on Alatrin. And it looks like after that, they have cleaned up the point, and they will be gaining control of point A. That was incredibly quick, and if they keep this advantage, I feel they're going to find themselves in a really good position at the end of this match. What do you think, Widow?
I agree. I do have to say, I wasn't really anticipating this being a take for Horned Beast. They have like a half dive, half not comp. And I saw Dad and Wolfpack spending a lot of time trying to kill Zolo instead of anything. And I think their ult build kind of got sacrificed because of it. Because we have a lot of ult inside of Gebaited right now, which I feel like is going to hold Horned Beast off for a little bit.
Well, I don't think that they're very far off. They're actually a couple percent from getting the full combos. There comes the Dragon Strike. Doesn't end up getting much of anything, but it does separate the team. Zolo ends up getting Wolfpack in the back line. The Diva Bomb goes up. GBK getting a double kill on Zolo and Trickster. The beat drop comes in to keep the dream alive as they continue to push in. Casual focusing on House of Homie right now, but Elfie reses Trickster to get some extra healing back into the fight. And they are pushing that payload back just under 4 minutes. They are continuing to push it into point 2. You used about half of their ults right there, which I think is definitely a good use of ult economy when you're talking about pushing a payload. Wouldn't you say there, Widow?
Yeah. I mean, I think Alpha was really smart to res Trickster there. Helped keep the tanks up, helped, keep the dream alive, control a bit more space. But it looks like we have, actually fair ult economy from each side. That's a big slam coming in from House of Homie.
Absolutely. Able to take down Chibiki, but couldn't follow up on it because they were tackling Casual, who's mid-primal rage during that. They are both fighting on the point right now. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Within 2 meters of taking second point. Here comes the Dragon Strike. In on the point, doesn't end up getting much of anything. Casual OPSEC taking out Zolo, Wolfpack following up on House Homie. Dad 76 getting the double kill on Alatrin and Anubios right now. Trickster is the only one left on the point, trying to keep the dream alive or waste as much time as possible. Dad ends up taking him out, and they will gain point 2 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. They are doing. I just feel like Horned Beast are doing a phenomenal job tonight. Wouldn't you say, Widow?
I have to agree. They're really just denying Gebaited any sort of space they want to try and take. You can't have high ground. You can't have low ground. You're in our game now, guys.
Absolutely. Chibiki sending the Diva Bomb in the back line, ends up getting Zolo. Anubios ends up getting Chibiki, though. So there's a 5v5 fight on the payload right now. The Coalescence coming in from Trickster. Try to keep the team healed, but Trippin' Balls comes in with the beat drop to help out Horned Beast as well, and they're continuing to push in. Here comes the Angry Monkey once again from Casual, but the hammer down from House of Homie will prevent Casual from using much of that primal rage right there. And it's just going back and forth right now. Wolfpack ends up taking out Zolo, but Chibi Kitty finds themselves at the bottom of point 3 in an unfortunate turn of events right there. And it looks like Gebaited will be able to regain control of the payload probably about halfway towards getting to its destination. The good thing is that Horned Beasts do have 3 minutes on the clock. So, Widow, if you were coaching this team, what would be your recommendations to them?
Honestly, I think they should probably get off the dive. I really think that they need more solid tanks right now. They have nothing to block shatters except for a bubble that disappears after 9 seconds, so it's really easily anticipatable. But it looks like we're gonna have, look at this, Anubius. There's really nothing to stop that. So I think they really want to get back onto a Ryan Zarya would really help out here.
Absolutely. Well, let's see if they can. Well, it looks like that's exactly what they're gonna. Well, maybe not Ryan Zarya, Ryan D. Like,
yeah, but that.
Nope. Chibi's gonna give it up. Chibi's gonna give up the Diva Bomb and switch over to the Zarya. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice the ults. Sometimes. All right, so they're going in with a different comp, coming in with the Ryan Zarya combo to try to establish more of a foothold. 2 minutes on the clock with the Coalescence and the beat drop coming in from Horned Beast, but the Graviton will hold everybody in place, ends up wasting that beat drop right there. Thankfully, it doesn't end up taking anybody out though, so they're still going in, fighting on the point. The tackle comes in for Casual, ends up pinning Alatrin, but Alatrin is still barely alive right now. The Shatter coming in. Fat Shatter right there. Wolfpack cleaning up Alatrin. Tripping Balls getting healthy. Casual falling up on Trickster. But House of Homie will take out Tripping Balls. Anubios somehow finding their death at the bottom of point 3. Casual falling up on House of Homie. And Dad 76 taking out Zolo. They are pushing this payload in with 1 minute 15 seconds on the clock. They're within meters of meeting their first victory here tonight on OCCScrims, but we have Zolo coming in with the blade, ends up getting Wolfpack in the backline, and Chibiki double kill with that blade. So it is a 4v6 fight on the payload right now, 1 minute on the clock, as we see Horn Beast just shy of gaining a victory on King's Row, getting pushed back to regroup. Widow, it just seemed like that was, oh, Fat Shatter in the backline. House of Homie triple kill on that Shatter right there. Goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh, Jesus.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Homie used that Shatter so far back, but it paid off. Wolfpack switching over to the Pharah as they go in for one more fight. 17 seconds left on the clock. Anubios coming in with the Blossom once again. Takes out Chibiki and Trippin' Balls. Wolfpack getting taken out by Zolo. Casual Obsec tackling Elfie, but Anubios follows up on Casual Obsec. The Dragon Strike coming in from Dad. Going into the point, but doesn't end up hitting anything. And Alatrin takes out Dad 76. House of Homie following up on Chibiki. And as overtime ticks away, the beat drop comes in for Trippin' Balls, but they're the only one on the point right now. Beat drop also coming in for Elfie to try to keep the team alive. The Graviton coming in, but not a lot of follow-up as much of the team isn't there. Trippin' Balls finding their way to the bottom of point 3. Casual Obsec getting taken out by Zolo. Alatrin taking out Wolfpack. Trickster following up on Chibiki. Chibiki, the only one on the point, trying to keep the dream alive as long as possible, but overtime's going to tick away before Trippin' Balls can get back. And Gebaited will take away first victory here on King's Row.
Wow, what a great game.
Play of the game coming in from Anubios. It's always so interesting. Sometimes you get those play of the games that they don't end up getting anything moving. Like similar, like with that one.
Such a
they got 4 off the point, but they still weren't able to take the point, and then they ended up taking it next push. And it's like, what?
It was like a little precursor. Be like, hey guys, here's a big bomb.
Just so you know, we're gonna be doing this.
Charge here.
We're gonna be doing this, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So that is gonna be a victory number 1 here on King's Row for the side of Gebaited. Gonna head and work on the switches while Widowfaker. Go ahead and summarize kind of what you saw that match and what you'd like to see the teams do moving into the next couple of games.
I gotta say I was a little worried for Gebaited here. I didn't think Gebaited was going to be able to hold them off. But they just got all the right picks. They had the right plays. They had the right, team comp. They really just did what they needed to do when they needed to do it. So they really just worked together as a team right there. They had good communication. They were doing a great job. Horned Beast took a little too long to swap off that Monkey Diva. Took way too long to swap off that. That Ryan Zarya coming in, but would have charged grab. You have to think they were running a Hanzo and a Genji with nothing to really help them with their ults. Their ults were just kind of pray and press Q, Those are the sort of ults that really combo well with a Zarya grab, even if you do one at a time. Bait trance with the other, they I think the main issue with Horned Beast was the team comp there, but I think both teams did phenomenally, and I'm really excited to see the rest of these games tonight. I think they're going to be all close matches.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and look into the chat as we're waiting for switches here. I saw one earlier. Who was it? Dank Monkey, 99% on bomb. That hurts. I absolutely agree right there, but sometimes when you're mid game like that and you got to make the switch, sometimes you just got to give up the ultimate to make it happen. Lots of giant slams tonight from both who is that? The blue is throwing me off right now. I think that's Lit Mew. I think I'm reading that right. And Dank, the fat shaddies, lots of fat shaddies. Star-Lord commenting on that as well.
Huge
I was incredibly impressed by the shaddies tonight.
I don't think there was a single shatter that didn't connect or get at least 3 people in it. The tanks in these games are just doing so well.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to get some swaps in here.
You gotta sing it or it's not a real swap.
Exactly. It's not a swap if you don't sing it. All right. Wait.
Make me.
Wait. All right, there we go. Loudtrax, you have anything to add while I'm doing this here, buddy?
No, it was an absolutely wonderful game to watch. And I will have to agree with Widow. Just that last little bit, man, that's all they were missing. Just a grab dragon combo, that would have been it. All they needed was one fight, and unfortunately, it just seems like they couldn't get it. Once that's the thing about Gebaited. Once they really do get their flow, they have their flow, and you really have to struggle to stop them. So
agreed.
So that's always going to be a little tough. That being said, though, great play on both sides. Dad76 really doing work with Wolfpack. Those two really working well together. And really, I'm just excited to see just what else Horn Beast could show us. You know, this is, I want to argue at some point that this is Horn Beast 2.0, just because they have an update in their roster. So what have they learned? Where are they coming from? And can they get this W? And I really, me here on the side panel do hope that we could see some W's coming from them.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go ahead. We are ready to move on to the next match, and we are headed to Hanamura.
Traveling to Hanamura.
I just want to add that from watching Horn Beast and Gebaited go at it since the beginning of the scrims, and they really first started, Horn Beast was kind of just always the underdog, just always kind of getting trampled in games, but now just seeing them really putting up a fight and doing a good job, these teams just seem really evenly matched now. And I'm just really proud of where these silver kids have really come from, because they've gotten so much better.
Absolutely. And one thing I noticed with the most recent update is we've got a lot more of Athena in the different parts of the game. Yeah. It's like assemble your heroes, match beginning. It's like, wow, okay.
Underappreciated, and she wants to make herself known.
I know. Hero 30, Athena. Make it real, Overwatch. You can do it, Blizzard.
I'm slapping the gavel. I need Athena as a playable hero.
It was funny because a lot of people were thinking about that in the beginning when they saw in the reunion
Echo
cinematic. They thought Echo was Athena, and I literally had no idea who Echo was. So I had to go back and learn a little bit more about the history behind this hero. But my thought initially first was, oh my gosh, is that Athena in Omnic form right there? Because that would be amazing.
Yeah, it definitely would. But nope, she's something different, and that's, that's still good. How's Homie just warning Horn Beast that spawn is obliterated and there's nothing left for them to break. Toxic, if you ask me.
We broke everything in spawn. Well, that's what you're supposed to do when you're waiting for a minute.
I agree.
All right, well, they're pushing in with the basic 2-2-2 comp, getting my van. Coming in for Zolo, taking the Pharah on the Skies. Anubios coming in on the McCree. We're going to see Dad76 once again on the Reaper, and Wolfpack coming in on the Junkrat this time around, with Casual and Chibiki and House of Homie and Alatran both on the Rhine Zarya combos once again. They're doing really well to hold the choke right here as this battle continues to commence. Not a single pick to be had right now, except for Anubios coming in, ends up taking out Dad76, getting a little bit out of position. The hammer down comes in from Casual, doesn't end up getting much of anything, but the double kill with House of Homies hammer down on both Trippin' Balls and Casual, getting my van, taking out Chibi Kitty, and they are going to go ahead, clean up, and take control of point A with only just a minute 15 seconds down on the clock. I say that's pretty impressive. Wouldn't you, Widow?
I have to agree. Homie was doing a really good job of kind of crowd controlling there. He was just kind of jumping at Casual and swinging his hammer, and Casual kind of started to back up and really gave Gebaited that little bit of space around his barrier to get in there and really get those picks in. Like that pick on that Reaper, they suddenly had almost no damage, you know? But we have some swaps on the side of Horn Beast that I think are going to really benefit them for sure.
Yep, we got Wolfpack switching over to the Hanzo and Dad76 taking on the Dad76.
Of course he is.
Let's go ahead and see what they can make happen here. We still got Getting My Van being a nuisance there on the high ground as they push in. Dad76 might be getting caught out of position if they're not careful. 6 minutes on the clock, and they are still trying to push into this high ground right here. Casual ends up getting stunned, but hopefully is going to get mowed down by Anubios and Alatrin right there. But Chibiki and Dad76 are going to take out Getting My Van and Alatrin. The res comes in for Getting My Van, and as justice reigns from above right now, House of Homie's going to take out Chibikitty. But as we know, they now have spawn advantage, so it's going to be, unless you're getting those picks quickly, it's going to be really difficult to keep them off. Tripping Balls coming in with Coalescence, ends up taking out House of Homie, but Getting My Van follows up on Dad76. There's still a back and forth on the point. Casual OBSEC swinging that hammer, ends up taking out Trickster and Anubios, and that might be a point B hold right now for the side of Horn Beast with 5 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Widow, that seemed like an incredibly slow push. Like, was that just me, or?
It did. They tried to go into that little hallway, which that hallway is the bane of my existence, if you ask me. It's just, you know, you're just filtered in for splash damage and death. And they kind of just filtered into there and were giving Horn Beast ult charge, and they took it. But looks like we're coming up on pretty much everyone having ult, so it should be rather interesting to see how this happens. But Casual coming in with the flick there.
Yeah, the hammer down came in the back line. Double Graviton comes in, but only one barrage will prevail. Well, the barrage actually won't prevail. Ends up taking out Chibiki. Tripping Balls and Wolfpack follow up on Anubios and Getting My Van, but House of Homie cleaning up on the point right now. First tick coming in as Dad76 comes in with the tack visor. The Coalescence ends up taking out, I'm not for certain who, but Dad76 is cleaning up on the point right there. Tripping Balls following up on Trickster, and despite getting 2 ticks, they will continue to hold with now 4 minutes left on the clock. I always feel like that's a really hard position to be in, especially if you're playing a distance character like both Dad and Wolfpack are, because as those distance DPS, like you do your best damage by making space.
Yeah.
And when you're doing a control map like this, I would think you'd at least want one of your damage to be kind of that up close in your face kind of damage to be able to contest the point. Wouldn't you say, Widow?
Yeah, I also just want to say, I want to see us switch off this Pharah here. They're running, double hit scan and then a Hanzo. I mean, Zen, you really... Ooh, that is a huge slam! That's the whole team!
Ooh, that fat shatty coming in from Casual OBSEC, and the team will clean the clocks of Gebaited right there, pushing them back once again. 3 minutes on the clock, still only 2 ticks on the point.
Like I said, I still want to see that Pharah get swapped off. Like, Zenyatta just is another hit scan. You really have to consider him that way because he does, discord her and just ruin her whole day. And especially with Dad on the Soldier 76, he's really just keeping her pinned down, I feel. I think they'll get a better use out of a different DPS here.
Absolutely. I don't know, I see somebody with a name like Dad76 or Genji and they switch to that hero. Like, do you just assume that they're good at that, Widow? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, here comes out the Coalescence from Trickster to try to keep everybody healed up. The Dragon Strike ends up taking out House of Homie. Alatrin taking out Casual OBSEC. Both Rhymes are out of the fight. Right now, the Valkyrie coming out from Elfie trying to keep the dream alive, but the tack visor will Getting My Van and Elfie. Anubios taking out Wolfpack. Alatrin also falling to the tack visor right there, and Trickster, the only one nearby, also gets taken out by Dad. Dad just screaming, "Get off my lawn."
I definitely think this is one of those times it might be better to sacrifice the ult.
Well, I mean, this will be now the 4th time that they've pushed in with the Pharah Mercy combination, with Dad being on Soldier 76. Like there was no ult to be had during any of that at this
maybe
point.
They got it now. Dad 76.
Possibly. Getting my van ends up taking out Dad very early on in the fight, and they're pushing that high ground. Getting my van and Elfie in that high ground, but the Shatter comes in from House of Homie, ends up getting Casual off the high ground, so not a lot of follow-up. The Transcendence coming in, though, from Chibiki, trying to keep the dream alive as Casual and Wolfpack fight here on the point. Ad 76 taken out. Anubios holding on to the high ground. Casual taking out Alatrin. Elfie getting taken out by Wolfpack. 60 seconds left on the clock as Casual cleans the clocks of House of Homie and Trickster, but Getting My Van will once again take out Dad 76. It just seems to be going back and forth with both of them right now, but not only with the spawn advantage, but I mean, on the Soldier, you just get back into the fight so much faster.
I have to agree.
I'd still agree with what you've been saying, Widow. Like, Getting My Van is doing a pretty decent job, but it's just not getting in there. And I think now they're going to get into the Junkrat mood. Elfie switching over to the Lucio as well. We have 3 ultimates on either side right now, and a couple others coming online mid-fight. Who's going to get the first one? Wolfpack coming in with the Dragon Strike, ends up taking out Alatrin. The Fire Strike comes in, taking out both House of Homie and Anubios. Wolfpack takes out Trickster, but the back cap coming in from Getting My Van, and Elfie almost takes the point right there as overtime kicks away. So close. Oh my goodness. That's like one of those caveman SpongeBob moments, like when you take out the whole team, but you still hear the capture of the point happening. Yes. It's like, wait, who's on the point?
97.7%. Oh my gosh.
No, that's yeah.
That's how much they capped. 97.7%.
0.7%. Wow, 2.3% away from capping 0.2 in overtime. Wow, I'm a little tense after that. That was so close.
Them that they got so close.
So essentially, we have to see Hornbeast come in, and I mean, they essentially got to take both points. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
Honestly, they have to get 97.9%. Don't ask me why it's like 0.2% more. It's just the way that Overwatch is. Yeah. For some reason, it's that way, but nevertheless, they essentially have to take both points at this time. Let's go ahead and see what the teams are setting up with. It looks like we might be seeing a Goats comp come in. Nubios actually has been doing amazing on the Torbjorn last couple games.
This might work, but it seems like the healing might be a drop low. I mean, Chibi-Kai on that Brigitte. Oh, we're gonna switch to
there
Lucio.
we
It's
go.
gonna be really good AoE heals, but
can't have a Goats without a Lucio.
Torb is gonna rip him to shreds.
Oh nope! Oh wait! Oh, there we go. Here comes the Goats. We were just getting played a little bit. Anubios coming in on the Torbjorn, Getting My Van on the Junkrat. So lots of damage going into that choke point. Will the Goats be able to prevail? Here come the Horn Beast in for the first attack. Chibi Kitty coming in on the Hamtaro, getting in that back line, coming down with the slam, pushing everybody out of position just a little bit. Casual coming in with the Fire Strike and tackle, ends up taking out Getting My Van. That's going to be a 5v6 fight going into the point. House of Homie taking out Trippin' Balls 5-5, and it is a fight to the death on the point right now. That Torbjorn turret making it 6. Doing a lot of damage right now. Dad 76 ends up taking out the turret. Casual OPSEC taking out House of Homie. Chibiki following up on Alfie. Casual OPSEC taking out Alatrin. And it looks like they are going to take control of the point. And Chibi Kitty doing the thing I love most about Hamtaro.
Spin to win, you know?
Spin to win. It's a spin to win on the Hamtaro for this map.
We have a Widow.
We
Get that.
Alrighty, Anubios switching over to the Widowmaker for this second point. 6 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for Horn Beast to try to make something happen here. Now, again, we're kind of in this position where, oh, it looks like it. Never mind. I'll retract what I was getting ready to say. Anubio switching over to the McCree is gonna change everything I would have said, and it looks like they're just gonna charge right on in. Anubio ends up taking out Shibby Kitty. Fat Shatter coming in from House of Homie, but isn't able to, for some reason, isn't able to follow up on it too much. Olatrin ends up taking out Casual Obsec, but the beat drop coming in from Dad76 as they continue to fight on the point. Is a 3v4 fight. Getting My Van takes out Trippin' Balls, but Wolfpack follows up on Anubios, and the rest of Horn Beast are going to fall to the Gebaited. Unable to get any progress on the point right there. Widowfaker, what were you seeing in that fight?
Gebaited was really just focusing people. Like, they really were. They were just paying attention to who they were going at the same time. They used ults correctly. And also, Van trapped their Moira, trapped Trippin' Balls, and they had no healing. As soon as you're dead, it was just collapsed. The team fight was lost. But Gebaited is just really being smart about who they're going after and when they're going after them.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like maybe some switch-ups would be in order, but it looks like they're going to continue in on the comp. They do have a couple ultimates to their disposal, but Gebaited does have the ult economy. Shatter coming back in from House of Homie once again. Ends up taking out Chibiki. Casual Opsic getting taken out by Olatrin, and Anubios using the Deadeye on Wolfpack. Gonna make it a 3v6, make it 4v or 2v6 as Trickster takes out Dad with the Coalescence, and they're gonna get pushed back to spawn once again right there.
I do want to say I'm a little disappointed that Gebaited used so many ults there, but I think they'll be fine. They do have 2 on board right now, but they don't have a defensive ult right now, and that is a grab on the side of Horned Beast that could really, really change this game.
Absolutely. Between the grab, Shatter, and Minefield, that is a really bad position to be in, especially if a majority of your team gets caught up in that. Because either between the Graviton or the Shatter, there's enough time for the Minefield to set up before you even have a chance to get out of there. So let's go ahead and see what they can make happen. Trickster getting the first pick on Trippin' Balls in the back line. Here comes the tire from Getting My Van. Trying to make something happen. Ends up taking out Chibiki. Both healers are out of the fight right now as they push in on the rest of Horn Beast right there. 3 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Horn Beast trying to pull back, but Wolfpack and Casual getting caught in a bad position. Now Homie takes out Casual Obsec. Anubios taking out Dad76 right there, and Trickster following up on Trippin' Balls once again as they're getting back into the fight.
It is a little hard out tonight.
Oh man, that is one heck of a DPS more. I think the only thing that we're seeing here though is that the ult economy, although still in favor of Horn Beast, is starting to equal out with Gebaited as Trickster is coming online for Coalescence. Anubios is going to have Deadeye here pretty soon, and if you know anything about playing Junkrat, folks, you can get that tire within a good team fight.
Especially with them filtering into this hallway.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just lob grenades in there. Coalescence coming out for Trickster, trying to get some damage in there. House Homie ends up taking out Casual with the Fire Strike, and tackling Trippin' Balls makes it once again a 4v6 fight as they're continuing to fight on this high ground. I'm kind of wondering, Widow, what would you recommend here? It just, like, I understand why they're doing it. They want to try to get them out of control of the high ground, but
you're not gonna take high ground away from a Junkrat in a small hallway. You're just not gonna do it. They really need to swap off this goats immediately. It's just not working for them. If you make enough pushes and it's not working after 5 pushes, it's probably time to do something different. I was gonna say the same thing about Gebaited last round. 5 or 6 pushes at the same thing in the same area the same way. Not working. Time to do something different. It's definitely time for them to change it up. The goats isn't working. They need more damage. Or they need to start using ults because they're just not with 2 minutes left.
Absolutely. So they are pushing in on the high ground once again, trying to focus House of Homie to start things off here. But the tackle comes in on Trippin' Balls. Wolfpack is able to take House of Homie out of the fight, but here comes the tire from Getting My Van, trying to pick off somebody, ends up taking out Wolfpack. GBK and Casual working on that high ground, 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock, ends up getting taken out by Getting My Van. And they are going to get pushed back once again. They started this point with 6 minutes on a little over 6 minutes on the clock, and not a single tick has been had. The ult economy is there. I'm honestly kind of wondering what's the holdup at this point.
I'm ready for 6 ults at the same time to just happen and just be
it just all at once, just all chaos all the time right there. All right, well here comes the rally to start things off. I hear the high noon coming in from Anubios. Doesn't end up getting much of anything, but Casual takes out House of Homie, making it a 5v6 fight right now. Olatrin is going to get D-Mac. The Diva Bomb coming onto the point to get that quick remac, but isn't going to kill much of anybody. Elfie ends up rezzing House of Homie to get them back in the fight quickly. Casual Offset coming in with the hammer down, but not a lot of follow-up. House of Homie also getting the hammer down, but the triple kill coming in for Trippin' Balls, Wolfpack, and Chibiki used with that Graviton. The tire coming in from Getting My Van, goes into the point, but ends up charging up Wolfpack even more as Olatrin and Trickster try to keep the dream alive on the point. Getting My Van jumps in. Dad, 76, taking Olatrin out of mech, but House of Homie's going to tackle Trippin' Balls once again. The Valkyrie coming out from Elfie, the Battle Mercy Valkyrie, trying to do damage on the point. As once again, the rally comes out again from Chibiki, just doing damage on the point. House of Homie takes out Dad 76. The Shatter takes out Chibiki. Casual gets caught up by Anubios, who switches over to the Genji. And the Coalescence coming out from Trickster is going to try to take out Wolfpack with the help of Alatrin. And wow, that was 3 shatters in all, Hell's Virtue, I think. I think
started. Homie has a Moira magnet in his game somewhere, because he turns that Moira into a wall like 8 times his game.
Oh my goodness! Either that, or we're seeing we're just seeing a really bad positioning for not Trickster, who is the Trippin' Balls. Like, just maybe wraithing just in the wrong way, and you just get caught out of position sometimes.
Yeah.
Almost 20,000 healing, though.
Crazy.
Came in for Trickster that game. Absolutely amazing job. Beautiful play of the game there by Wolfpack. Let's go ahead and throw out some thank yous for both Jibs and Berkey for the subs. Thank you so much. We appreciate you supporting our community. Right now, if you are joining us, it is 2-0 Gebaited, taking the lead as we go here into halftime. Widowfaker, do you have anything that you'd like to let us know about what you saw in that match as we get ready to go into halftime?
I think that was really less a match of skill and more a match of trickery, to be completely honest. I think that match probably would have gone into another 2 rounds if, Getting My Van and Elfie didn't backcap it. It's so funny. I can't even handle those sneaky dogs. But, I think both teams, they definitely, I feel, played better on Kings Road. This match, they kind of both seemed to be tunnel vision-y and want to do one thing and never change, or took too long to change, or kept trying the same thing over and over again, thinking it's going to work when it's not. But I think it was just a matter of, Hornbeast was really struggling to sort of take any sort of dominance away from Gebaited. But, they pushed first point so strong. They just got in there like, yeah, okay, we're moving in. Sorry, we're living here. It's ours now. And then point 2, they were just like, we keep running into your Junkrat hallway. over and over again. How many tires did we see? 6 or 7?
There were a lot of tires in that match, but as we saw, Gebaited was also having that difficulty with the the
Yeah.
switches as well. We saw getting in my van playing on the Farah was having a really difficult time in the beginning. Ended up getting dead 76 near the end a couple of times, but still was getting completely outmatched by the soldier play that was coming out of Horn Beast right there. And again, was just not switching off. So we're going to go ahead and take our 5-minute halftime. Go ahead, get yourself a drink, use the bathroom, get a snack, whatever you need to do. Gebaited coming with the 2-0 victory right now as we go into the half. We will see y'all in about 6 minutes. Enjoy this highlight reel from our October scrims.
Is this just a dream? Is it reality?
15.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Overwatch
15.
Cavalry Club Scrim Silver Division. I'm your commentator, Captain Jack, joined by Widow Faker, my co-commentator. How was your break there, Widow?
It was amazing. I actually wrote a whole book.
A whole book?
A whole book called Widow Faker Puns by Widow Faker.
Widow Faker Puns. It was one page, and it says, "Ha, you got punned." Hashtag Widow Faker.
You obviously got the deluxe edition before.
Oh, yes, totally. It said something. That's how you know it was deluxe. Otherwise, it was just a blank notebook. I mean, goodness. All right.
Dedicated to loud tracks.
All right. So yeah, you can definitely tell that we're all very well familiar with one another. Let's go ahead and get back in here. Third map going to Lijiang Tower. As you remember before the break, if you're now just joining us, we currently have Gebaited leading 2-0. Horned Beasts are not out of the woods just yet. Dank Monkey saying $24.99 coming to a Barnes & Noble near you.
Excuse me, it's an Amazon Prime exclusive.
Oh, not gonna do that Barnes & Nobles.
Speaks way too much of my
Oh
money.
goodness, it's all right. Give Amazon like a month. They'll steal it from you and sell it for cheaper.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Ooh, truth hurts. Truth hurts.
You're not.
All right, first map here on Lijiang Tower. Let's go ahead and see what our teams are setting up with. It looks like Casual OPSEC and Chibi coming in with the Ryan Zarya combo. It looks like we're going to see a dive comp come in for the side of Gebaited, with House of Homie coming in on the Winston, Olatrin coming in on the Diva. Helix Snake hopefully going to hang with us this entire match, coming in on...
Yeah.
That famous Genji, hopefully hoping to get a Helix Blade, I'd imagine. Dad76 coming in on the McCree and Wolfpack coming in on the Reaper. So we're going to see a lot of close-up, in-your-face damage on this point. What are you expecting to see here, Widow, based on what we've seen tonight?
I got to admit, I'm seeing this going in Hornbeast's favor just based on team comp. That Reaper is going to rip those dive tanks to shreds, and that McCree is going to counter out Genji and Doomfist. So I am seeing this being a battle of, timing and ult management and wit, to be honest.
All right, well, let's see what happens as we start map 3. Here on Lijiang Tower, they're pushing into the middle, doing the poke battle. Once again, as always, House of Homie going in for the dive, trying to focus down Casual OPSEC. Helix Snake getting the double dash kill on Twitchy and Dad76 right there. Also taking out Wolfpack. That is going to push the whole team back. Helix Snake just cleaning up right now. Obviously, that connection is now in line as they take control of
that kid.
Have you never watched Helix play? I honestly wonder how he is still in silver.
Yeah, I think one of the things that Helix struggles with is the consistency. I know, I won't play Widow on comp because my consistency is actually trash bag level. But he gets these big plays, and I'm hoping to keep seeing them over and over again because he definitely has capability. We have a decent-sized slam.
All right, Zolo ends up getting a double kill on Twitchy and Dad76. Casual OPSEC tackling Trickster. Olatrin ends up taking out Casual, and they will continue to hold control of the point, 33% and climbing. I think the thing that's really been getting me, as you were saying, it was all about timing. And right now, both Twitchy and Dad76 are getting taken out before the fight even starts, either by Helix or Zolo. So, what would you recommend that they continue staying where they're at, or would you try to get them to go a different direction?
You know what? I'm really just not seeing them really being able to take this over quite yet. I think they need to do a hard reset, swap a little bit. I kind of want to see them get off the Ana and swap onto Moira some more splash healing. They're gonna need it. But
well, they currently do have the Moira, but I would say
Moira.
I would say maybe switching over to like a Lucio or a Brig.
Huge
Brig would definitely help Dad76 stop both Helix, Snake, and Zolo for sure here. But we're seeing, once again, a lot of ultimates coming online for Horn Beast right here. It looks like they're going to the high ground this time around, hoping to get some ultimates in there. We have Helix Snake getting into that high ground. Coming in with the dash. Tripping Balls comes out with the Coalescence. Trickster also. But we have the Hammer Down come in. The Deadeye coming in from Dad76. Doesn't end up getting much at anybody as the beat drop comes in from Anubios to save the day. Here comes a Raging Monkey named House of Homie pushing people all over the point. The Graviton comes in. Doesn't end up getting much of anything, but it looks like Horn Beast have sharpened up and at the 99% mark are continuing to take people out, but Helix, Snake, and Zolo and Anubios are making a comeback. It is now a 2v3 fight. Right now as Anubios takes out Wolfpack and Chibi gets taken out by Helix Snake. It will be a 100-0 capture here on first map for Lijiang Tower. I'm
shook.
A little bit. I completely agree with that right there. I feel like we're seeing the same thing that just happened on Hanamura for Horn Beast. We're holding on to those ultimates for a long time and then just not being able to get it out. Did you see anything else there?
That was really it. They just, they kind of all got their ults at the same time because Gebaited was really just keeping them where they were. We didn't really give them any space or any opportunity to use them. And then they just didn't use, when you have a lot of ults like that, you can use them, 2 of them or 3 of them, and really do a lot of work and then still have some, but they weren't seeming to do that. But like I said in the beginning, this was really going to be like a game of team comp or a game of skill. It was like Helix just got in there and just...
Yep, Helix Snake was definitely ready to play tonight.
Breakfast, and Zolo with the Doomfist was just breaking them up. Oh, looks like we're calling for a pause.
All right, let's go ahead and get a pause in here. We'll go ahead and see what's going on here. Do we have a DC that we haven't seen yet?
Is it Helix? No.
Oh, man. 3 times in one night? Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, no.
Helix is having an issue. He's like, would it surprise you if we told you it was Helix? I'm like, yeah, because that's like the most unfortunate. Usually when we see DCs, it's usually spread over people. Like we'll see one person DC one map, we'll see another person DC another map, but Helix is getting the big one tonight, and it is so unfortunate. I am so sorry, Helix. Looks like we're gonna go ahead and have some subs in. Let me go ahead. It looks like Elfie's gonna go ahead and come in for Helix. Let's get that swap going here. Go ahead and tell me what you're seeing here as I'm swapping up Widow Faker. What do you see coming into the point?
As far as comp-wise, it looks like you're going to have Wolfpack on that Reaper. They're running the exact same thing, actually, except they have the Lucio instead of the Ana, which I feel like might help them a little bit. They'll be a little bit more mobile. They'll be a little harder to, chase after, and that AoE healing is going to help a lot. But then we also see Zolo on the Genji, and then House of Homie was on the Tracer, but it looks like Elfie's going to come in and play DPS. We're going to see some Elfrat? I think so.
Maybe, yep. Here comes the Elfrat. They're coming in, but control looks like it's going to go to Horn Beast to start things off here, as they were able to use that Trippin' Balls Lucio to get into the point a little bit faster than Gebaited right there. 10% and climbing. Trippin' Balls ends up taking out House of Homie to start things off as they are fighting on the point. Wolfpack ends up getting Ultra in the backline. Chibi taking out Anubios. Wolfpack follows up on Elfie, and it looks, to be completely honest, it was with that DC, it's hard to be ready to go in for that first point, especially when the other team was kind of already set up. Wouldn't you say there, Widow?
Yeah, I have to agree. At that point, it's just a little difficult to try and play catch-up, but, they only have 36%. They have plenty of time to get in there.
Okay.
And we do have some good ults coming up on the side of, actually, both teams.
Both sides have got a lot of ultimate. Elfie coming in a little late, already coming up on the top.
That Alpha
coming in. Here comes the Shatter. from Casual. Ends up taking down 3. Wolfpack getting a double kill. Dad following up on House of Homie. And Casual OPSEC takes out Alatrin. Right now, the only one left on the point is Anubios. And honestly, I kind of wonder why they did.
That's a hard stagger as well.
Absolutely. You know, and we've talked about this before, that if you have control of the point and you're trying to keep the ticker going, you want to feed into that. But if you don't have control, you're just throwing bodies at the point with no unless you pull out a Helix Blade or something, like that's the only way you're gonna see something happen. It looks like an Elfie tire's coming out of the, well, it looked like it was gonna be the high ground, but gonna end up getting tripping balls. Dad 76 coming out with the Deadeye, doesn't end up getting much of anything. The hammer down coming in from House of Homie. But Wolfpack coming in with the Death Blossom gets a double kill on Nubios and Trickster. Overtime ticking away as 99% has already hit in favor of Horn Beast. Elfie joining the point. Zolo ends up taking out Wolfpack with the blade. House of Homie ends up getting taken out in that fight. Elfie trying to do everything to survive as the rest of the team comes back into the fight. Once again, Trippin' Balls takes out Zolo. Here comes the Graviton. Elfie taking out Dad. Ultron taking out Casual OPSEC. Wolfpack is cleaning up on that Graviton right now. House of Homie the only one left. Quad kill for Wolfpack, cleaning up that objective, turning it right on its head. 100-0, this time in favor of the Horn Beast.
Someone ate their Wheaties this morning.
Someone ate their Wheaties like 5 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
You're not wrong. Oh my gosh.
That was quite the turnaround right there for the Horn Beast. An absolutely continuously well-executed defense. Once they gained control of the point, they just did not let go of that. Now, as we go into point 3, Widow, what do you think we're gonna see here, especially with the boops advantage?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I'm kind of no one's really playing boops except the Lucios, but they both have one of those, so this should be fine. But this might really suck. I'm gonna be honest. Sim sucks.
Well, it looks like they're going for a yin-yang entrance, one taking the bridge, one taking the back. Elfie switching over to the Symmetra. That's an interesting pick for this one, I would say. I don't think I've seen a Symmetra play on this point before. I would understand so, though, especially with all the high walls to put the turrets on, and it looks like they will use that to their advantage as we see Gebaited take control of the point. House of Homie and Alatrin coming in on the dive composition with the Winston Diva. Zolo coming in also on the Genji. Again, definitely going to help out as they continue to get picks there in the backline. Trickster takes out Chibi Kitty for a heavy stagger right now as they are at 20% and climbing. Widowfaker, what are you seeing?
They're really going to struggle with that sim, I feel. They're going to need to be running a Diva into that, I feel, will be really smart. The Zarya will get supercharged in that, but the Diva and the Monkey perhaps will get in there and be able to really negate those turrets. You know, Symmetra really just controls space. She takes it and she makes it hers because those turrets really, they slow you down. They do, like, such dumb damage, like, you know. So they're really going to need to get in there and play smart, use ults to really take it back over.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like Trickster is trying to get some heals and damage in there as they push in with the Coalescence. Alatrin ends up taking out Twitchy to start that fight off, but the hammer down is going to come in from Casual. Fat Shatter that Chibi Kitty cleans up on, ends up taking out Alatrin and Trickster. Zolo taking out Wolfpack in the backline. Casual follows up on Elfie, but an Elfie turret takes out Casual as soon as they touch the point. House of Homie taking out Chibi Kitty. It is back and forth right now, 75% and climbing for the side of Gebaited as they push back into the point to try to continue to establish control. House of Homie incredibly supported right there, getting a double kill on both Trippin' Balls and Dad 76. Casual OPSEC and Twitchy falling to House of Homie and Zolo. Elfie taking out Chibiki, and at 99%, it looks like they will walk away with another 100 and all three maps 100 and 0 on Lijiang Tower, but we will see the victory be gained by Gebaited, making it 3-0 tonight on OCCScrims. Zolo with play of the game on the Doomfist. That's I can't say that we see that very often. I don't think we see Doomfist.
Not in this division. Doomfist
POTGs.
is like a very high skill cap, yeah.
Very good. Very good
Great
there.
job on both sides.
House of Homie 14 jump pack kills.
Just smushing kids all over
What? I think House of Homie thought they were
Zolo,
playing Super Mario Brothers, just like bloop,
He was
bloop,
just
bloop,
Donkey Kong in the pad. Yeah.
or I guess Donkey Kong rather. Whatever you want to take away from that. All right, so despite Gebaited walking away with the series tonight 3-0, we will not go away without giving Hornbeast one last chance to go ahead and try to grab a victory in the jaws of defeat. Let's go ahead and see if there are any switches. Widowfaker, go ahead and give us your analysis of that last match.
I'm going to be honest. I think both teams played super duper well. I think, as terrible as this will sound, I think Hornbeast got lucky in that middle match, in that second one. I think the DC just really, they're really on point. They took it. It's so hard to take back those points unless you're like super coordinated and know what you're doing and everything. So it's really hard to take them back, and they already had control of it. But both teams were playing so well, and honestly, I'm a little sad Wolfpack didn't get play the game where he literally ate the entire Gebaited team. Just handed them death certificates repeatedly. But they were both just playing so well. It's just so back and forth with them. And these are such close games. They're so close. I really want to see Hornbeast take this last one. I really do. I think they're capable of it.
All right. Well, we're still working on switches here, so go ahead and fill up the chat with your players of the match tonight as we go ahead and get ready for our fourth match on Junkertown. Definitely one of my favorite maps to play on. All right. Come on, folks. Let's make up our minds here. What? Sorry, I have to process what's going on here. Okay. Oh. I'm doing it. I'm working it.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes
Star
I watch
Lord.
the chat. I'm watching the chat, and I'm just like, wait, what? What is going on in here?
Star-Lord goes audiobook, so please, you can read it to me while making Cardi B noises. Star-Lord, please, that's enough. That is enough.
So, I guess the question I want to ask is, how does a blank book get, like, what would an audiobook of a blank book sound like? Would it just be like,
it would just be
just like you breathing, just like?
No. It's me going, oh crap, the whole time. It's
Oh,
just like, it's like 4 hours of, oh crap, the whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Ew.
Oh wow.
Oh, take out my mic. I swear to God.
Wow. Goodness gracious.
Bitching, oh crap.
See, yeah, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and get started here on Junkertown. All right. Looks like we already have some players in the match coming out. Casual Nerd giving the hashtag for Wolfplat.
I have to agree.
Why is it Wolfplat though?
Because he could play in plat.
Oh, totally. Oh, Wolfpack's got the... Oh, Wolfpack, you get off of that. I saw that.
No, Wolfpack,
Don't you
you
be
stay.
doing that. You can't touch that character yet.
No. You do it. You play her.
No,
give
you
her that
don't.
ash. You do
It's
it.
not
You kiss her
allowed.
ashes.
It's
Come on.
outlawed.
You do it.
I will push that restart match button. I will do it.
Shh. I want it. Like how you wanted Torp so much, or a Bastion. I want Ash.
I know. I want Ash too, but she's not in comp yet. We cannot use it just yet. All right. I also see Hell's Virtue giving a hashtag for Chibi. But there's two. Which Chibi? Is it both Chibis? Is it one or the other Chibi? I mean, who knows at that point?
Both Chibis.
Both chibis, both the chibs. I have to say, I remember that one match
I see
between
a
Gebaited and
window.
Hornbeast
So
where one of the
happy.
chibs went over to the Gebaited side.
Oh.
And I was a little heartbroken watching and commentating that match because I was like, wow, they have to fight against each other after working together for so long.
Oh my gosh, that's like me and Star-Lord. We're actually still triggered by it.
Oh
and
my
Star got
goodness.
so synonymous together. We were just like the tank duo of dreams. And then all of a sudden he deflects to Project Proteus. Triggered by it.
All right, well, moving on to map 4, Junkertown. It looks like Chibi Kitty coming in on the main tank Orisa with Casual Opsec switching over to the Roadhog. We're going to see the Wolfpack Dad 76 combo on the far Soldier 76. Dad 76 getting the first kill on Getting My Van. Looks like they're going to end up getting off their lawn instead. Chibi Kitty and Casual ends up bringing in Carefree Llama on the Rhine, but not able to follow up on the kill. Dad 76 taking out Zolo, who came out on the Widowmaker, and Getting My Van again for the second time. Dad 76 just absolutely cleaning up the DPS right now as we see a House of Homie. Whoa, wait a second. Are we running 3 DPS on the side of...
Wait, oh my gosh, what are they doing?
Whoa, and now we've got to pause, so somebody's DCing, and it can't be Helix this time around.
You're not wrong.
It's Trippin' Balls!
Sorry, Lotrix.
It's Trippin' Balls. Apparently this game was too much. The 3 DPS on Gebaited was too much for Trippin' Balls' computer.
I do want to say we have Wolfpack switching to the Widow as well. This should be fun.
This should be interesting. Although, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised. Between Getting My Van and Zolo, you would think that they would be able to take care of a soldier pretty easily. But Dad 76 is, I mean, obviously has that name for a reason. They are holding their own very well with both that close-up and ranged character. Why do you think that is, Widow?
You know what? As someone who has an account named Widow Faker, I can understand the idea of quote-unquote one-tricking a character. So, he plays Soldier so much. He knows his positioning, he knows what to do with him, how to play him, what his spread is and everything. So, he's really just taking advantage of that. You know, it would be like going against Kefri on Widow. It's terrifying. So, I'm not really sure why we're seeing 3 DPS on the side of Gebaited. It's a little confusing, to be fair. But, we'll see if it's working. I mean...
All right, looks like we are Gucci to go. 3 minutes on the clock. Gucci to go. 3 minutes on the clock as we go back into the fight once again. I do have... the only reason that I'm not absolutely freaked out by this is that this is my normal comp game. And anyone that plays... anyone that plays comp is like, yeah, 3 DPS, that's nothing new. Well, it looks like Zolo and Getting My Van are getting that damage in, ends up taking out Twitchy and Dad 76. Carefree Llama getting the fire strike on Chibike, making it a 3v6 fight as the payload pushes past the half point. Zolo working in that backline, ends up taking out Wolfpack and Trippin' Balls. House of Homie using the Storm Arrow on Casual OpSec, and it looks like they will take control of first point here on Junkertown. They might push it right in. There it is. 4 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock as the door comes down to point 2. The tack visor coming out from Dad 76. I don't know why. And the res comes in for Trickster, so it's back to 6-on-6. But even with that, I guess if they would have held that, I would have seen that. But with the being so close, I guess I don't understand it. I guess we'll never know. House of Homie coming in with the Dragon Strike, ends up getting a hit Twitchy, but Casual Opstock takes out Carefree Llama. House of Homie taking out both Chibi and the Bongos. Sounds like a book that should be written about the jungle or something. Casual getting the hook in on Trickster, ends up taking them out. And the payload is what looked like it was coming to a halt there for a second, but getting my van and Carefree Llama pushing on in. The double shatter right there, but the whole hog and nothing but the hog comes out for Casual, ends up taking out Carefree Llama before they can capitalize on the shatter. Zolo getting in that back line, ends up taking out Wolfpack, and is now free to rain shots behind Horn Beast right now. Dad76 and Twitchy falling to the name that is Zolo Scope right now. Tripping balls working to try to get Zolo out of position, but House Homie ends up taking out Chibi Kitty. And right now they're trying to take out Casual. Zolo taking out Tripping Balls. Trickster getting Casual with the Moira Ball of Death. And the payload will start moving once again. 2 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Wolfpack ends up taking out Trickster. Zolo taking out Twitchy for a third time. The tire comes in from Getting My Van, takes out Dad76, and they will claim second point, giving them 4 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock as they push into point 3 here on Junkertown. Widow Faker, what do you got?
I mean, I'm going to be fair and honest and admit that I have been hard spectating the Widows. But they're just really doing a great job at getting picks, and Zolo in that back line just kept taking them out. It was constantly 5v6, 4v6, 3v6, so, you know, it was just really smart plays by the DPS, just really taking advantage of sort of being uncontested for the most part.
Absolutely, and I'm finding it interesting. The pick that Zolo always ends up getting first is always Twitchy. So either Twitchy is finding themselves in very odd positions as the Ana to get picked off so early on, or somehow Zolo is just getting right in position. Wolfpack ends up taking out Zolo, and Dad76 coming in with the Tac Visor, getting the triple kill. They're close to the spawn, but they will stop that payload just shy of the doors. 3 minutes, 5 seconds and counting. We saw some switches over on the side of Horn Beast. We're going to have Chibi come in on the Diva, Casual OBSEC on the Winston. Going, I'm assuming, kind of like an anti-dive composition. Do you think the goal is to take out Zolo, or do you think it's more than that, Widow?
I think it is, but at the same time, you have to think about the fact that there is only one tank on the side of Gebaited. Running dive into one tank is really smart. But,
whoa, but that fat Shaddy coming from Carefree Llama might disagree with you, as that cleanup just goes in. The Coalescence coming from Trickster, supporting Carefree Llama's rampage onto the Horn Beast right there as they push the payload past the halfway point here on point 3. 2 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock. Zolo taking the high ground as the Dragons come out for House of Homie. Doesn't end up getting anybody, but Wolfpack does follow up on Zolo. The Nano coming in for Casual OBSEC, doing some damage on the point, ends up taking out Trickster. The rest coming in for Zolo. Double kill on the tire, takes out Wolfpack and Trippin' Balls. Carefree Llama de-meching Chibi Kitty. And Twitchy working on the point, trying to keep the dream alive. Ends up helping take out Getting My Van with Chibi Kitty, but the Fire Strike takes out Casual OBSEC. Zolo following up on Dad. Chibi Kitty taking out Zolo, a mini diva. Wow.
That's one of the more triggering things.
Those are one of those fights that you're like, wait, who took out who right there? The Coalescence coming out for Trippin' Balls, trying to get some damage on the incoming team, but the Shatter is going to come in once again for Carefree Llama, is going to start cleaning up. Dad76 and Twitchy Trickster ends up taking out Trippin' Balls. The Diva Bomb comes in. Double kill for Chibi Kitty on Alfie and Getting My Van. Carefree Llama and Trickster working to keep the dream alive as much as possible, but Wolfpack takes out Trickster mid. Coalescence takes out Casual. Chibi Kitty taking out Carefree Llama, and that is going to be another hold here shy of point 3 with 40 seconds left on the clock as I take a minute, or a second rather, to catch my breath, Widow. What are you seeing here?
This is just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 2 picks here, 2 picks there, big ult there, big ult here. And it's just a matter of, you know, Hornbeast just finally got the upper hand. But Wolfpack going in with his Widow now, uncontested. Got Genji, but We're gonna see. This is gonna be so close. I can already tell. Dad 76 just doing the most.
Attack visor coming out for Dad 76 once again. Gets House of Homie in the back line. Ends up taking out Elfie as well. The shatter comes in, but doesn't get followed up on once again as Dad 76 comes back to the payload, taking out Carefree Llama. Casual Obsec follows up on Zillow, and Chibiki takes out Get in My Van, and they will hold point 3 here on Junkertown. That was quite amazing, wouldn't you say there, Widow?
I have to agree, yeah. They're really just, both teams are just fighting to the death. They're just refusing to give up. And it's really awesome to see. They're both doing so well. The DPS are just really holding their own and really doing a great job, getting great picks. And then the tanks are coming in with these big ults, kind of changing the tide of things, but it's just so evenly matched. It's so great.
Now, I know that we were kind of I know we were kind of concerned there at the beginning because of the triple DPS, and it was working really well for them. Would you have recommended something near the end to change that up? Because it seems like they just didn't have enough.
They couldn't make enough space. Ryan could only do so much, you know, especially with that Widow, because if Ryan drops his shield to try and make some space, Ryan can hold a shield and push and walk at something, but he does need to crowd control a little bit with his hammer. He needs to have a good balance. He can't really drop his shield with an enemy Widow. He really has to keep his healers protected. So a second tank, a Diva would have helped. A Zarya would have helped, but they didn't have that. So, you know, that probably could have helped them really secure the final point, but they pushed really far for what they did do, and the triple DPS that shouldn't have worked but did.
All right. Well, I've seen some interesting compositions work on this map before, believe you me. So let's go ahead and see what the teams are coming out with this time around. It looks like Casual and Chibiki coming in on the Rhine Diva combo once again. Dad 76 on the Soldier and Wolfpack on the Hanzo this time around. Zolo coming in on the Genji, and them going with the 2-2-2 combo. Getting My Van taking the Junkrat, and Carefree Llama taking the secondary tank position, coming in on the Zarya, and House of Homie coming in on the Rhine this time around. So let's go ahead and see what they can make happen here. Zolo trying to get into the back line, take out Dad 76, but not going to be able to make much anything happen right there. They pushed into the choke under the bridge. The poke battle's still going on. Not a single pick to be had by either team just yet until I speak that, and Zolo takes out Casual OpSec with the help of Elfie's Discord. EMAC coming in for Chibi Kitty, but Trippin' Balls is going to take out Getting My Van. Elfie cleaning up Trippin' Balls. Carefree Llama takes out Twitchy and Dad 76, and Trickster follows up on Chibi Kitty. Essentially, not called out, but that's essentially a team kill at that point. Widow, what would you say is not really working out for this right now?
I think maybe swapping the Diva off. They're not really running any sort of DPS and need to get dived on. Their healers are super, like, Elfie's really the only character who could really be subject to a dive tank. I think Zarya would work out better for them, especially the Van on that Junkrat. That's free ult charge for Zarya. That is free charge. You know, I think that would really work out for them here. But,
absolutely. Well, the Coalescence coming out for Trickster, and now coming out for Trippin' Balls to try to get the team healed up after Trickster's Coalescence. And they are going to push back into the point once again. Shatter coming in for Casual. OpSec ends up taking out Trickster and Elfie. No heals on their side. Casual takes out House of Homie, and the Tac Fighters are coming in for Dad. Takes out Getting My Van and Carefree Llama. And Zolo's got to be around here somewhere. I was like, where's that Genji? Where's that Genji? There they are. Looks like they're going to be able to retreat to the team. The question is, will Gebaited have enough time to contest point 1, or will they give that up to Horn Beast? What would you... Oh, it looks like they're going to go ahead and come on in. House of Homie getting the tackle on Twitchy to start things off. Zolo taking out Wolfpack. The Transcendence making sure that everybody stays alive as they push into the point. Dad 76 takes out Getting My Van, but House of Homie takes out Casual with the Fire Strike. And it looks like, despite being so close to the point, they will regain control of the payload with 1 minute left on the clock. Elfie takes out Dad 76 for a strong stagger.
For sure. But you do have to see they do have some big ults coming online on the side of Horn Beast. That Diva Bomb can really spread out the team and really give them the initiative they need to collapse in on one person and change the tide of this game.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can make it happen. Going for the shortcut to push into where the payload is. Getting trapped. Getting my van is definitely feeding into that. The blade coming out for Zolo. Triple kill with the Zolo blade right there. House of Homie getting the 4th on casual. Getting my van, D-Mex Chibi, and Zolo follows up, taking Chibi Kitty out of the game. Twitchy, the only one left for the team, trying to figure out a way to get away, but Trickster is going to take Twitchy out of the fight. Carefree Llama coming in to try to touch the payload using the shatter, but ends up getting taken out before they can really follow up. Dad 76 takes Zolo out of the match for right now. The Dragon Strike coming in from Wolfpack doesn't end up getting much of anything. House of Homie coming in with the shatter, but not a lot of follow-up. Carefree Llama ends up taking out Trippin' Balls. Chibi Kitty getting D-Mac. Twitchy follows up on getting my van. House of Homie taking out Dad 76 mid-tack visor. The tackle comes in, but goes all the way away from the point as Casual Obsec tries to hold on for dear life. But the Coalescence and Zolo combo will not be enough as Chibi Kitty and Casual fall. And that is going to be a game 4 to the side of Gebaited there, folks. Whew.
Amazing games tonight, truly and honestly.
Absolutely. They were definitely not easy. Zolo walking away with the play of the game this time around. I was having a vision of Hanamura all over again right there, because it's like they're getting in there even with the Zarya. You don't want to, like, that bubble only lasts through so many junk bombs.
Yeah, it has 200 HP. As soon as you break it, it's gone, you know?
Yep.
But you have also given your Zarya on the enemy team 40 charge, which is a lot of damage.
Yep, it is, but it didn't work out for them. Gebaited walking away with the 4-0 tonight. Go ahead and blow up the chat with your player of the matches tonight, Widow, since it's your first time with us in the commentary booth. Why don't you go ahead and start us off?
I'm between two, to be honest. I am between Zolo and Wolfpack. And the reason for both, honestly, is they both were just really shredding enemy teams. They were really just doing the most. They were really just getting the right picks. They were making the right space. They were doing what they could. Wolfpack on Reaper, really, really great. Pretty much any DPS Wolfpack takes up, or any role he really takes up, he does a really phenomenal job. That's someone who's gonna, and he's so young, he's 12 years old, he's gonna climb right up through the ranks really quickly. And then Zolo, I've never seen Zolo play before, but really impressive, doing a really great job. Characters like Doomfist is super high skill cap. Not a lot of people play him in lower tiers because he is kind of really difficult to get used to and get into the rhythm of playing, and he was doing a great job. Play the game 2 games in a row, just really doing an amazing job tonight.
Alrighty, well, Dank Monkey agrees with you, given Zolo player of the match as well. Man, who do I get? So many amazing players tonight. Widow, you might want to pull your mic back just a little bit there. There you go. Hear everything except your heartbeat, darling. All right. Oh man, you know what? I think I'm just gonna have to give some love to Dad 76, only because if this person is who I think it is from the chat, which I believe so, because I heard that they were joining the scrims in the near future, I am just absolutely impressed. Being a Dad 76 myself, really living up to the name, using that tack visor to take control of the sky, take control of the high ground during this match every time possible. Just doing an amazing job tonight. So Dad 76, you have got my player of the match tonight. Loudtrex, you want to go ahead and give us your player of the match?
Yeah, and I'm going to be a little biased just primarily because he's on my team. I'm going to give it to Trickster. This was Trickster's last match with Gebaited, so he's going to be playing with us tomorrow with Project Proteus on the Gold Division. So, gotta give him some love. And on top of that, to be honest with you though, really, really clutch heals, really, really, really aggressive. So, that's really what you want to see in a Moira. You want to see that combination between just heavy healing and understanding, okay, team's good, damage. And just really kind of understanding the flow of how things kind of need to be moving. So, that said, once again, my player of the match, Trickster.
Absolutely have to agree with that. Moira is kind of one of those that people don't understand. Like, the reason that she has the give and take is because she has to. She only has so many heals, and if she doesn't have heals, she has to do damage to get those heals back. So, amazing job to all of our players of the match tonight. Just an amazing job from everybody tonight. Gebaited walking away with the 4-0 tonight on the OCCScrims. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As we always say, tell your family, tell your friends, tell everyone you know, invite them to come join us here at the OCC, either on our Facebook channel, subscribe or follow here on our Twitch channel, follow our YouTube, or end up joining us in our Discord if you do subscribe or apply to be a player. All the information to apply for both players and coaches from silver all the way up to Grandmaster is available below the stream. If you are interested, feel free to check those out. Do we have anything else tonight, folks?
No, outside of that, I just want to thank everyone watching at home. Thank you once again. Tomorrow we've got Project Proteus against Team Titans. So you're going to be seeing myself.
Go Teen Titans. Sorry.
You're going to see me fighting the Mama Spider herself tomorrow. So you can be damn sure we're going to be screaming in our mics. So we're going to be doing that. Please keep your ears open, especially if you are on the Discord. We're going to be having a special Captain v Captain battle that we are going to be streaming live. So just keep your ears open for that one. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be just it's going to be dictated a little bit more by the the people watching at home. So like I said, if you have someone that you really want to watch, that's the match to watch. We also have the Platinums coming up on Saturday as well. And that's really all I have to say.
Awesome.
Alrighty, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Like Loudtrek said, tune in tomorrow night, Project Proteus versus Titans at 8:30 p.m. Join us also on Saturday, Monarch versus OSA. So feel free to join us more as we head into the weekend. But for tonight, we're going to go ahead and sign off. My name's Captain Jack.
My name's Widowfaker.
And I be Loudtrix. See ya.
And we will see you all tomorrow night.
Night, guys.